Jin furious. HYBE allegedly removes SUGA from BTS without warning. What's really happening behind the scenes? Seoul, South Korea. A storm is brewing within the world's most influential K-pop group, and it's no longer something fans can ignore. Without any prior indication, without formal announcements, and without visible justification, rumors have exploded across online communities that HYBE has made an unthinkable move, allegedly removing SUGA from BTS. And what's even more shocking, Jin is reportedly furious. Could one of BTS's founding members truly be dismissed like this? Why now? And what does Jin's anger suggest about a potential unraveling within the group? While official confirmation remains absent, the sudden escalation of whispers surrounding SUGA's possible exclusion has ignited panic and confusion among armies worldwide. What appeared to be a quiet return from military service for Jin has instead evolved into a boiling confrontation with the very management team that helped build BTS into a global empire. According to insider sources and observable tensions, Jin's return has not been met with celebration, but with disillusionment. Multiple fan-recorded interactions and fan-site analyses have captured Jin displaying a visible lack of enthusiasm during recent appearances, noticeably silent in moments where he previously would have spoken up with pride. Observers have speculated that this emotional detachment is not accidental. In fact, it may be a silent protest. According to various anonymous industry leaks, Jin is not only aware of the supposed decision to remove SUGA, but may have actively opposed it behind the scenes. And when his objections were ignored, his frustration allegedly boiled over. This raises disturbing questions. What could HYBE's motives possibly be for sidelining SUGA, one of the most beloved, creative, and consistent members of the group? Is it personal, political, financial? Or is something much darker at play? Speculation suggests a growing friction between the company's strategic direction and the group's core members. The tension reportedly intensified after SUGA began openly pursuing more independent creative projects under the August D name. Although HYBE initially framed this as artistic freedom, recent developments hint that the company may have viewed SUGA's independence as a threat rather than an asset. According to accounts circulating on private forums frequented by entertainment insiders, Jin reportedly confronted top-level decision-makers at HYBE shortly after his discharge, questioning what he perceived as a systematic sidelining of SUGA's involvement in future BTS activities. His questions, according to these sources, were met with vague explanations and then silence. Fans who attended recent events where Jin appeared were quick to note his unusual behavior. "He wasn't smiling like usual," one attendee wrote. When someone mentioned SUGA, his expression changed completely. Another said, "He paused before answering. It felt like he was hiding something." These moments, seemingly insignificant at first, now appear loaded with context. Even more shocking is the claim that SUGA himself has been told not to engage in BTS-related promotions during the group's planned activities in the second half of 2025. If true, this would mark the first time a core member has been barred from BTS events without public reasoning, igniting speculation that HYBE is preparing to reshape BTS's future without its full lineup. Jin's response? Allegedly explosive. Insiders describe a closed-door confrontation that turned heated, with Jin demanding clarity on SUGA's status and accusing executives of betraying the group's original vision. He didn't hold back, one anonymous source claimed. He said everything the fans would want to say. He demanded they explain what the hell they're doing. The idea that BTS is no longer fully united, no longer protected from corporate maneuvering, is devastating not only to fans but to the legacy they've built over a decade. And Jin, widely known as the emotional core and moral compass of the group, is reportedly unwilling to stay silent as decisions are made without the consent of all seven. But why SUGA? Why now? Some believe it stems from his outspoken nature, his increasing autonomy, or simply internal political shifts within the company. Others believe that this move may be a test balloon, to see how the public reacts before HYBE formalizes any transition. What's more haunting is what Jin's alleged reaction implies, that the members may no longer be consulted about the fate of the group they created. Has BTS lost control over their own identity? Fans across the globe are now demanding answers. Hashtag #WhereIsSUGA has trended repeatedly, while posts questioning HYBE's treatment of BTS members are multiplying across all platforms. Despite growing unrest, HYBE remains silent, an omission that many interpret as confirmation. Jin's silence in official channels has only intensified the urgency. As the eldest member and the first to return from military service, expectations were high that he would lead BTS into their next chapter. Instead, he's been met with what some are calling betrayal, and his refusal to fake normalcy may be his only way of resisting it. The emotional stakes are high. Millions of fans believed in the unbreakable bond between BTS members, a belief reinforced over years of music, interviews, and mutual support. That bond now appears fractured, not from within, but from above. Could this moment be the start of a dangerous precedent, where even BTS is no longer safe from being rebranded, reshaped, and split apart without explanation? And if JN is truly this outraged, what comes next? Will he speak publicly? Will he fight from within, or choose another path? Could this be the moment BTS begins to push back, not just as artists, but as individuals who refuse to be controlled? At the center of this unfolding storm is SUGA, a member who has given more than a decade of his life to BTS and their fans. And now, his absence speaks louder than any statement could. Jin's fury is not just personal, it is symbolic. It suggests that the values BTS built their legacy on, loyalty, unity, truth, are being tested. And perhaps for the first time, one of them is daring to say, "Enough, the industry is watching. The fans are waiting." And HYBE's silence is becoming more deafening by the hour. As this situation continues to evolve, one thing is clear: this is no longer just about one member. It's about the future of BTS, and whether that future still belongs to the 7 men who made it possible. Despite the intensity of speculation, the truth behind this swirling controversy is far less dramatic than the narratives currently dominating social media. After careful examination of the facts, it must be stated clearly and unequivocally: this entire news about HYBE removing SUGA from BTS and JIN being enraged over it is false. The rumors have no verifiable foundation, and no credible evidence supports the claim that SUGA has been excluded from BTS, nor that JN is in conflict with the agency over such a decision. Much of the panic stems from misinterpretations, misquotes, and the absence of SUGA from certain events due to personal schedules and ongoing responsibilities. It is important to remember that SUGA is currently in the military, completing his service, which naturally limits his participation in public activities. His temporary absence is not an indication of internal conflict or expulsion. It is simply a matter of national duty, which all South Korean male citizens must fulfill. The rumors appear to have begun from out-of-context social media posts, where images and videos of Jin's serious expressions were used to push an emotionally charged narrative. Some fans misread these expressions as signs of dissatisfaction or anger, linking them to SUGA's current inactivity. But such interpretations are speculative at best and manipulative at worst. There is no reliable insider source that confirms any internal conflict between BTS members and HYBE related to SUGA. Moreover, the idea that JN, who has always shown deep loyalty to his bandmates, would confront HYBE in an explosive manner, or that SUGA would be dismissed without cause, lacks logical and historical context. BTS has functioned as one of the most transparent and tightly bonded groups in the K-pop industry. All 7 members have consistently reaffirmed their unity, and any significant developments concerning the group's composition would never be made abruptly or without public communication. IT is essential to approach such sensational stories with caution. Emotional headlines and dramatic speculation can quickly escalate into misinformation, misleading millions of fans and tarnishing reputations unnecessarily. In this case, the facts do not support the speculation. No formal or informal statements, No credible industry insights, and no consistent behavioral patterns from any member point to a fracture within BTS that I end conclusion. This news is fabricated and has no factual basis. While the story may succeed in drawing attention due to its emotional hooks and dramatic implications, it ultimately falls apart under scrutiny. Fans are urged to remain critical, verify sources, and refrain from spreading unconfirmed stories that can damage trust and unity, both among the members and within the fandom.